gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series continues. We have 2 races left. This is the third and final race of round 3 of the playoffs. The final 4 championship hopefuls go to Homestead a week from Sunday. Currently have Martin Truex locked in on points. We have Kyle Busch locked in because of his victory last week at Texas. His last week at Martinsville. And we have, was it Martinsville last week? Whatever race it was last week. He won. He's locked in. And Kevin Harvick won at Texas, and he's locked in. 1 spot left in the chase. 5 guys going for it. 5 guys, 1 spot. What could possibly go wrong with that? The Can-Am 500, 312 miles, 500 kilometers, 312 laps at Phoenix Raceway. We have 3 stages of 75, 75, 162. The defending champion, Joey Logano. Kevin Harvick has won 3 of the last 5. He won 3 straight, and he hasn't won the last 2. We've had 2 New Hampshire races, 2 Dover races, and a Phoenix race this year in the 1-mile tracks. At Phoenix in the spring, we knew Ryan Newman. He won in overtime with some pit strategy. Kyle Larson was second, followed by Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, Jimmy Johnson, and Denny Hamlin. The most recent 1-mile tracks, we had New Hampshire, which kicked off the playoffs. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex, Eric Jones, Clint Bowyer, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Logano. And a few weeks ago at Dover, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, Clint Bowyer, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Daniel Suarez, Jamie Murray, and Brad Keselowski. On the 1-mile tracks this year, Martin Truex has got an average of 5.2 finish, Kyle Busch 6.6 with 2 wins, Jimmy Johnson, 7.4 with 1 win. Chase Elliott, 8.2. Brad Keselowski, 12.2. Denny Hamlin, 13.2. Harvick, 14.6. And Blaney, 21.2. Currently, of the 8 playoff contenders, like I said, Martin Truex locked in based on points. He cannot, if he finishes dead last, he will be at Homestead running for a title, which is awesome. I want Truex to win the title this year. I also want Kyle Busch to win the title. He had to win at Martinsville. He's locked in. He had some trouble at Texas. Don't know personally when him and Brad Keselowski got together and Keselowski got the cut tire. I think Kyle was trying to get some payback there from the history that those two have, but I don't think he tried hard enough. That's my opinion. I could be right. I could be wrong, but not really a big fan of neither guy. I do like Kyle Busch better now than I used to. The reason for that is I watched the interview about him and with him and about him, and I don't remember who the announcer was. They kind of followed him after the race, and to realize the kind of guy that Kyle is, racing is his whole life. I mean, yeah, he's got his wife, he's got his son, but he gets so high for the races, and then once the race is over and he's not racing, it's like they said, he gets kind of almost depressed. You know, driving a race car is almost like a high for him. It's almost like a drug for him. And I realize in my own life, there's things that I get up for, and there's things that's like, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, yeah, he comes off as this arrogant, rowdy kind of WWE terms heel at times in his interviews and the way he is. It's like, oh my God, you know, in professional wrestling, I love heels. Kyle Busch is kind of a NASCAR heel. I'm like, huh. So I started really kind of, I don't say liking him, but yeah, I do like him now. And I've done that video earlier in the year about him, and it seems like the least races he wins, the better he does in the championship. The year he won the title, yeah, all year long I bitched about he missed 11 races, but he was able to win the title. He didn't break the rule. He did what he was supposed to do, and he did it. NASCAR approved what he did, and he went on to win the title. But then I started researching his career. When he raced all those Xfinity races, all those truck races, he didn't do so well. the years that he's been kind of told, hey, you can't race as much, he's done better. Check that out, So yeah, I did the Roddy Bush videos this year, and I picked him to win the title. Next, we got Brad Keselowski. Will Kyle Busch do something at Phoenix to knock Brad out of the playoffs? Right now, the problem with that is, what happens at Homestead when those two get together? Denny Hamlin had an issue with Chase Elliott. Is that going to flare up here? Can Ryan Blaney win this and move on? Can Ryan Blaney go for his first title? Jimmy Johnson, 51 points out. Can he win at Phoenix? Is this a Brett Favre Hail Mary to the end zone to go to the Super Bowl? We all know how that turned out for Brett Favre in Minnesota. Third interception. My 4 picks for make the playoffs. I'll make the final 4 at Homestead. Obviously, the 3 that are locked in. My 4th pick, I have to go with one guy because I'm picking him to win the race. So before I say who that is, I'll do my 3 picks for the race win. Can't go against Martin Truex Jr. I know he's got it sewed up, but he's got nothing to lose. Win or bust. Kyle Busch, same way. Win or bust. Nothing to lose. My 3rd shot, it's a long shot. He's averaged a 7.4 finish at the mile tracks this year. He won at Dover earlier in the year. Sometime Sprint Cup champion, or Monster Energy Cup champion, whatever you want to call him, Jimmy Johnson. He's my 4th pick for the playoffs, and he's a pick to win. If he does not win, he's not in. If Jimmy Johnson doesn't win, my 4th pick is Brad Keselowski to make the playoffs. That will wrap up the Can-Am 500 preview, along with the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Round 3 playoff preview. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for next week for the Ford EcoBoost 200 for the Craftsman World Truck Series, the Ford EcoBoost 300 for the Xfinity Series, Ford EcoBoost 400 for the Monster Energy Cup Series, NASCAR Cup Series. Stay tuned for the Week 10 NCAA. You get the Week 9 NFL. Next week, you'll have the 3 race previews. Week 11 NCAA, Week 10 of the NFL, the WWE NXT War Games preview, and the WWE Survivor Series preview. All coming to Robert Sports Show next week. A lot of videos coming up soon. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content. Woo!